Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? We are so happy you're here. Tonight is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Leo, why don't you hit that promo?
Got a big fish, a small pond, got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm a believer, I'm as convinced as I wanna be. Who I am, it's who I am, it's who I am.
Hi everybody, we are so glad you're here. So much happening. Oh my God, tonight's show is going to be so good. So good. All right, so I am not home. I'm usually home in my studio in New York. I am in New Jersey. I'm at my girlfriend's house. So I'm coming to you live from beautiful Cliffside Park, New Jersey. And I'm down in the basement. So I have been banished to the basement. But anyway, so if you hear dogs barking, there's 4 dogs between the two of us. But I think they're okay right now. So we should be all right. There's my RTG in the background. It was a big day for government, wasn't it? Not saying a word. But I as I was talking to Leo about earlier, as you know, sometimes the powers that be say, wait a minute, you're not going to be watching any news today. One of the dogs ate the remote while my girlfriend was away. So, I mean, it wasn't me. I told her it wasn't me. I didn't eat it. So it was one of the dogs. So anyway, we couldn't watch the news today, but I did listen to it in the car. Chris DePiero has joined us. Wait, what exit? You know, Chris, I should pay more attention. I think I take the Hudson Terrace exit. But I did acknowledge Chris first, but let's call it what it is. Our first in always is D of Danielle's, Danielle of D's Enlightened Edits. She is our friend. She's amazing. She is a spiritual healer. She's a psychic. She is a card reader. It does past life regressions, spirit animal readings, anything that will blow your mind, Danielle does. And I'm a huge fan, and we are friends, and I love her. So she's incredible. Tell Judy I love the lamp. I will. It's a Jonathan Adler. She would want you to know that. I wouldn't know the difference, but she likes Jonathan Adler, so she knows who he is. And now I know who he is because, you know, my mind has been open to that world. Okay, so, but Chris DePiero, let's talk about Chris DePiero. He has an amazing show called Live from New Jersey, right? Live from New Jersey, right? Or is it Live from Jersey? Why don't I know that? Chris, type that in. And it's so good. Last week they had Al Lampert on, who's just a legend of a big band singer. And this guy's been singing since he was 16 and he's 70 now. And he knows all the greats. So I love that show, by the way, Chris. I watched it twice. So go and check out Chris DePiero, Live from Jersey. And Kenny Holcomb has joined us. Hi, Kenny. Love your LGB print. That is Judy's. I can't take credit for it. However, one of my friends is the artist, and his name is PJ Andrews. He does a lot of pop art, and I have one of his pieces at home. Judy commissioned him to do a lot, to do Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, all kinds of stuff in this house that PJ's done. Frederick Douglass. So there's a lot of PJ Andrews stuff in this house. Anyway, okay, so mutual fan says Danielle. Who else am I missing? Chris DePiero did. Belle Parker. Hi, Belle. How you doing, honey bunny? She's zooming in. I mean, she's checking in from Wisconsin. She's an amazing singer, and gymnast and mom. She's a little girl who's just adorable. My cousin Rena Quinali-Berge from Massachusetts has checked in. She's had her knee surgery is going amazing. Rena, I'm so proud of you. We talked this week and caught up. She is the bionic woman because thank you, Leo. Leo is doing Jamie from the, wasn't that her name, Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie Summers.
Jamie Summers, that's right.
She lives in Ojai, California.
Speaking of Jamies, we have a Jamie coming on tonight. Oh my God. She's fantastic.
Just as bionic, I think.
She might be bionic. I mean, she might be a bionic dancer. I mean, I've seen her dance. She's incredible.
All the energy that these two.
Oh my God, we have right. Thank you, Leo. We have two amazing guests tonight: Jamie Marie Hannigan and Rosie Corcoran. They are two of the amazing performers of Velvet Stardust. If you don't know what Velvet Stardust is, you are gonna know by the end of the show, and you are going to be hooked. And if you see them live, which you should, you're going to be addicted. I'm telling you, it happens. It's one of those situations. It's so entertaining. So we're going to bring them on in a couple minutes.
You know what's addicting?
What?
Bread.
What is it? Oh no. Okay, Rena is laughing because that's our cousin. Okay, so for those of you who have never seen the show and are like, what in God's name is happening? So we have a calendar that Leo and Leo combs through all these semi-nudes rigorously. So our friends, we have, of course, 12 months in every year, and our friends volunteer. They are not paid participants. And to quote my sister in Massachusetts, Jalen, only you could get people to take their clothes off without paying them. I said, I am not trying to not pay them. So people... Already, do you know we have 2 people already for next year's calendar?
Are you serious?
2025. I'm like, I
haven't even finished 2024 yet.
I know, we're full.
Oh my goodness.
So we have some amazing people coming on for 2024. That is complete and pictures are rolling in. But so this month is my cousin, Jerry Savino. He is a baker. That's why, hence the bread. I don't want you to think that there's anything suggestive or dirty here.
Not at all.
Not at all dirty or suggestive. You see, he is celebrating Halloween, trick or treat, and he is a baker. That is his profession. That is his trade.
It looks like there's some multi-grain bread in there.
You know, there might be a little multi-grain bread there. I mean, after all, we are Italian. You know, Italian is a melting pot of...
Semolina.
Right. all kinds of things. So that is Jerry Savino. I'm going to give him a shout-out because he's a year younger than me. That's it. I mean, we're not spring chickens. And I think he looks really good.
There is a word for guys like that.
There is. Daddies. I knew you were going to say that.
Daddy.
So I know Rena's laughing, but Rena, I got to tell you something. So Rena's brothers, they're funny guys. But the oldest one, Ronnie, is a brat. Like Ronnie. A brat. And Rena, do you remember at Christmas time when I brought the calendar home for Christmas Eve and Ronnie was making fun of Jerry, and I said, oh yeah, then you get semi-naked like Jerry, try it. And so far he hasn't volunteered for any calendar, so I'm going to give a shout out to Jerry Sabino, my cousin, Mr. October. There he is. Enjoy some bread, everybody. As Leo said, it's not any time to be on keto because
not this month.
Bread, and more bread. Okay. All right.
And squeeze it. Make sure it's fresh.
That's right. So we're excited about our 2024 calendar. It is full. People are sending in pictures as we speak. It's going to be wonderful. If you want to, I know it gets crazy closer to Christmas. Leo's going to start sending them out for print soon. We should have them by what, Leo, like December 1st?
A little bit. The calendars, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the calendars by December 1st. First week of December is what we're aiming for.
Right. So then you could order calendars. They, I don't know what they're going to cost. They're not expensive, though. I can tell you that much. And then whatever it is to ship them out to you. But they're great stocking stuffers. They're great presents. What are you laughing at?
And what Rena said, the weather girl.
What did she say? Hello and happy. I missed it, Leo. What did she? Oh, it takes... to pose in your apron. Yeah, it does.
I don't know how to say the word correctly, so I don't want to say it.
Bulls, yeah.
Bulls? Bulls?
Or boulets. All right. Boulets. So you're right. But that's right. And you can tell your brother that. He can make fun of Jerry all he wants. When he wants to take his clothes off, put on an apron, and take a picture, he can too.
One of your family members owes us a picture, though, right? On a boat somewhere at the marina?
Well, that was Rena's brother was going to do that. Robbie was going to send us a picture on a boat, but I didn't, I don't push the issue.
It's been bad weather.
I don't want anybody to get naked because I force them. If people want to take their clothes off, that is their business, and I will enjoy it. But I will not be putting any pressure on anyone. No pun intended. Now, let's get serious for a minute, because we do want to bring the girls on in a few minutes. Okay, so there's something happening that I'm really excited about, and I like to. There's something in New York called NYPL, which is NewYorkPublicLibrary.org/banned books. They're having an event. It's live at the New York libraries. However, they also have a virtual event. So go to that website and check it out. Now, the funny thing is that they've made such a big deal about these banned books. Most of these books are books that you've already, when you were in school, you already read. Like, believe it or not, To Kill a Mockingbird is on the banned book list. Toni Morrison is on. I mean, it's the most ridiculous. Ruby Fruit Jungle is on. It's ridiculous. But go and check it out. Judy Blume. I mean, come on. So Florida, I don't even want to mention some of these red states that are banning books for the most ridiculous reasons. But you see all these amazing people are coming in, so you can join this virtual event. Please go. I don't know the exact date. I think it's all week, actually. Pure jealousy. Yeah. Yes, Mr. February, who was her husband. By the way, her husband, Ron Berge, was our original Mr. February. He is a postman, and he posed semi-nude there. And thank you, Ron. He did deliver. And rain or sleet or snow, he was there. And thank you for originating the role of Mr. February. Rena, thank your husband for me, please. You know I love him. Okay, so go to that event. We are promoting the NYPL.org banned books event. Please, also postcards to swing states. I've been filling those out because turnout pack. Thank you. I have 250 postcards to do. I think I've only gotten through 100, but I'm going to keep going because I have to mail them out. Vote. Just listen. Everything is at stake. Okay. All right. We don't want to waste any more time. We are so excited you're here. So, okay, here's how it went down. So Chauncey Dandridge, who's my good friend, said to me, he works at Stonewall. He's a DJ. He works everywhere, but we work together at Stonewall. He goes, "Oh my God, there's a show that it's going to be at the Stonewall Inn. It's called Velvet Stardust. You're going to freak out." Now, I trust Chauncey, and we have similar tastes, but, I didn't freak out because I see a lot of shows until the show started. And then I was like, what the hell is this? So I am just going to bring them on. These are the two of the most wonderful, talented, gorgeous, sexy girls ever. Jamie Marie Hannigan and Rosie Lucia Corcoran. Let's zoom them in. Let's do it. There they are. Hi, girls.
What an intro.
Hello.
I'm going to keep you around.
Listen, it's the truth.
I know.
I do not lie. I'm not a good liar. I don't like to lie. I think it's ridiculous. I don't like to fabricate. I swear to God. Let me just say this, and then I'll let you jump in. I watched, well, I'm a musician anyway, and I'm a singer, so I always gravitate towards that anyway. But I'm a rocker at heart. And the visuals on top of that. So they have, I'll let you tell everybody what it is, but what I took in as an audience member, I was bartending the show, and I was bartending, and I was like, what the? It's so much happening. It's almost like surround sound of incredible stimulation for your ears, your eyes, everything. It's a rock show. It's a burlesque show. They're singers. They're dancers. It's so exciting. I was hooked. And so okay. So go ahead, Leo. Show a little bit of what. So you sent me a bunch of stuff, Jamie, and
yeah.
So what's happening here?
This was our very first promo shoot that we did. We did a live audience promo shoot just to get some footage, get some people in the room. So this was just like a really quick reel that we made from our very first shoot that we did.
It's so good. It's so good. So you have 3 dancers, right, or 4 dancers?
So it varies depending on the show that we're doing, depending on the venue. I mean, there's anywhere between 3 to 6 dancers usually.
Wow, okay. And then you have a full rock band, right?
We have a full rock band led by Rosie. We usually have a 4 or 5 piece band, you know, guitar, bass, keys, drums, sometimes horns, a couple background singers. A couple of them are featured in some solo songs. So yeah, we got a lot going on.
Yeah. So Rosie, when I was setting up the bar, you were rehearsing. I was like, I thought it was a recording. At first, I thought it was a recording. I was like, oh, Chauncey, because, you know, Chauncey's a DJ. So I'm like, oh, yeah, Chauncey's playing some really cool stuff. And then I realized it was coming from you. You have amazing pipes. So, wow, Rosie, like, I love your voice, but I love your grit. Like, you are gritty. I love that. You are like the essence of a rocker, you know?
It's a lot of fun. It's pretty crazy. I feel really lucky to be able to be singing some of the songs that we do, and to be having everything, you know, like you said, all of the stimulation that's happening around it at the same time, to be playing with great musicians and just having all of that, you know, in amazing places like Stonewall and things like that. It all helps build. It just really helps me just to really give it all and just go for it. I performed with other productions in the past, and you know, it's been a while it's taken a while to get to the point where I could just really go for it and just growl and scream and sing and just let it all out. And I'm really glad I've got to this point that I can do it.
And you don't just do the easy stuff. You do like the heart. You do like some real serious rocker chick stuff. Because I know I'm a singer too, and I don't even go near hard because the range is so big. Like
that's her that's her stuff right there.
Right.
I love to watch. I was watching.
That's my favorite.
About to do those because people are like.
Right? I mean, like, what the hell is that? And then, so you cover vocally your band, and Rosie, you're the main singer, right? And then I know other singers jump in, but you're the main, the lead singer.
Yeah, I kind of host and lead sing, so like I kind of keep everybody together, make sure we're all on the same page. You know, there's so much going on, you know, to factor in, oh, is this dancer ready? Has this dancer left the stage yet? Are they done? Do we need to cut this song here because they've got to go? Have they gotten stuck in their outfit? Do they need more time?
Standing on the wings going like this.
Right. So it's a lot of that, and making sure we're all in the same place mentally, physically, and that it's all happening that way. And then it's helpful because we do have a couple of other amazing singers who will step in and do one or two, so I can take a break or have a costume change myself because I get jealous of everybody else because I get to have all of these amazing costume changes and things. So I get to sneak off a couple of times during the show and change my outfit or put on a headdress or just some crazy stuff as well.
Yeah, and the other singers and there's some amazing, like you switch out. I love that. But the thing is, for someone that's watching, you know, I'm not thinking she's going back for costume change. I'm like, there's so much happening all the time, right? And there's just so much to take in. So now, Jamie, you are the producer. This was your idea, right? And you created this?
Yes, and I dragged everyone along with me.
I love it. Well, you have an eye and ear for this stuff. So tell me how that started. Like, what was it like a dream, a fantasy of yours? Like, I wonder what it would be like. Tell me how that happened.
I always tell everybody on stage, I think in the last show, I grabbed the mic and I was like, this is what goes on inside my head. Enjoy. But this show actually transitioned from a couple years ago. I think about 2.5 years ago now. I saw the memory come up on Facebook. Thank God for Facebook memories.
I know.
I would have no idea what's happening.
I know, it's true.
But I think it was like 2 years and change at this point where Rosie and I were doing a monthly 80s live show, very much the same format. And, you know, we did it a couple of times, did really well. And I was like, you know what? I really want to pull the trigger on this idea that I've had for a really long time. And I think I finally have the people. That's kind of how it goes in a producer's mind, or at least in mine. I always have ideas happening, and it's a constant stream for me of things that I want to do. It's a lot. And so, you know, I was sitting with the venue owner that day, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. Let's do it. And we pulled it together in 2 weeks, and it kind of just took off from there. So we started doing it. Yeah.
Now, Jamie, you're like an amazing dancer. Amazing.
Thank you.
Do you do all the choreography for the show?
So for the group numbers, I do all the choreography because we don't just have, it's not just a bunch of dancers coming out and soloing. We have a lot of group numbers with choreography throughout. So we do that, and that is my choreography. And then, you know, I like to let the dancers for their solos kind of, you know, I'll give them the songs. Most of the time, Rosie and I decide on the songs for the show, and kind of let them, you know, roll with it. And then I will, of course, give my input if it's not where I want it to be. But these dancers that we have are amazing, and there really hasn't been many times where I've had to step in and be like, oh, you know what, that's not really my vision. So I'm really lucky to have that.
And
it really allows. Oh,
go ahead. No, please go.
It really allows for just a really eclectic show. I think the fact that Jamie's like, okay, take this, run with it, you know, because everybody has different talents and different things that they, you know, not even prefer to do, but their sweet spot. And, you know, so there's hip hop, there's contemporary, there's samba, there's so many different types of dance that's happening. It's not just your typical burlesque. There is elements of classic burlesque in it, but I think goes so far beyond that. And I think, you know, it's great that we can tie it all together with everybody on the group numbers. I can even try and attempt a little bit of the dance moves. And then everybody just gets their moment to shine and really just like what drives them and what they want to do.
No, listen, I love what you just said. There are elements of burlesque. I love burlesque. I've been a burlesque fan for like years and years, and I love it because it is theater, right? It's sexy, but it's theater. But you're right. So you have elements of that, but really, it's a 1,000 steps up from that. Like, this is a rock. I can't. How do you describe Velvet Stardust?
What a good question.
Unless you see it, it's almost impossible to describe it.
So that was something that, you know, we get asked a lot when we do interviews and stuff, and it's been a challenge marketing-wise because, I mean, Rosie and I, we do everything ourselves when it comes to, like, marketing and promoting. Like, so we're really proud to have something that's so different, but because you can't really categorize it, it's funny to try to market something. What are you going to say to everybody? Oh man, you know, you just got to see it. Like, but it's true, and that's what I mean. That's really the feedback that we get a lot. Is that when the show's over, we have people come up to us and they're just like, "Oh my God, you know, I didn't really know what I was coming to. I thought this, but oh my God, it's so much more." And you know, we're lucky because when people come, they are hooked and they come back again. It's just, you know, we got to get them in the door. So
yeah, that's what it. But I'm telling you, do your senses a favor and go to Velvet Stardust because you just. I mean, and if you're a rocker like I am, even if you're not a rocker, but you have, you know, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your friends are rockers, and you're like, all right, they can drag me along. You're going to be a rocker by the end of it because it's all. It's all songs that you know, that you love, that you like turn up when you're in the car, or that it comes on during a movie and you're like, yeah, you know.
We throw a lot of surprises in there also, which is fun. Like, you know, to kind of jump off of what we said about the dancers really getting to bring their own vibe into the numbers. It's like, you know, we always ask them, is there something you've always wanted to do? Because we should do it. Like, this is the show for that. So Rosie and I, you know, we come up with the thing. We make set lists and we have little Google Docs, so many of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, so we'll do the set list and, you know, we'll have conversations like, do we want to do this one this time? Are we going to do it? We got to do it. So we have a little, like, save for a month from now list.
Right.
You know, so we're just trying to live the dream.
We're so precious about certain songs that we want to do. We don't want to be like, no, we have to cut that one this time, or this one really just doesn't go with the theme at all, but we love doing it. Like, you know, so it can be tough because there's definitely times when we're like, okay, we have an hour and 45 minutes, or we have 2 hours, or we have 30 minutes, and it has to be perfect. And we, you know, it takes a lot of back and forth. Like, okay, what's it going to be this time? What have we got to wait for New Year's show, for the Halloween show? We'll save it for that one.
Right. Okay. So that's a great place for us to go next. So you do have a show coming up October 13th at the Triad, which I love. The Triad's a great space. So tell us about that. And I'm going to a different page now because we're running on 2 pages. I want to see if anybody else is checking us out. So
we did a residency at Stonewall for a year, I believe.
Wow.
And we just, we travel a lot on the East Coast, and we're playing LA in November. So we really wanted to get back in New York, and heard a lot of great things about the trial.
Jamie Summers.
So, and it kind of just lends itself to burlesque. Like it looks like that type of show should be there. And we've become really good at adapting to venue spaces. Like this show really, everybody comes up to us and says this show belongs on a huge theater stage. And yes, it does. And we love that. But we also love playing smaller, intimate venues. And I think that's the experience that everybody's going to get here at the Triad. And it's a Friday the 13th show. So we've got some, fun, creepy, culty, October themed stuff.
Oh, I love that.
Is that good?
That's
Did I do
cool.
it? Because Rosie and I are like, what are we calling it? But it's awesome, and we both love that kind of stuff, and we have a lot of the same songs that are favorites, which just happen to go with the theme because that's kind of where we ride. But we did add some new ones for this show specifically with the theme.
Cool. Oh, that's so. And what time is the show?
It's at 9:30. They actually have a show happening earlier that night. So we always say, we used to talk to Chauncey all the time. Shout out to Chauncey. I know you mentioned him before.
Chauncey's the best.
We love him, and we are just his biggest fans.
He loves you. He loves you girls too.
He's the coolest. So there's a show that night there before us. So we're actually playing, the 9:00 slot, and I think that's really cool for a burlesque show in the city. We always kind of play the earlier slot sometimes at Stonewall, but we're excited to be playing later in the night on the 13th.
Oh, it's going to be great. And that's actually a perfect time, because
I think so too.
Yeah, traffic-wise too, because that way if people are coming in from Jersey or Connecticut or Long Island or even the city, it gets really trafficky early. But then it starts to, and that Triad Theater is beautiful. I've done shows there and gone to shows there, and it's just the way that the seats slant up. And the shape of the theater almost looks like something out of the 40s, I don't know what they call that.
It's beautiful. Right. Yeah, we're
it's like
really
a speakeasy
excited.
kind of vibe in there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely like a speakeasy kind of dinner theater. I think it's going to lend itself perfectly to what we're doing.
And the lighting.
And I'll have to clear some tables out of the way so we can have the dancers down the front. But I think once we do that, it'll be a brilliant for the space. Yeah.
Yeah, and now let's talk a little bit. Also, Danielle says Friday the 13th, lucky day for women. The goddesses love 13. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, there's another reason too. And Italians love 13. That's our lucky number. It's just, so Mike Pello has joined us. Michael Mackesy has joined us too. I watched it on two different sites to see Kenny Holcomb. All right. If I missed anybody, just type it in. Okay. And the show, how long is the show? An hour, a little bit over an hour?
So we definitely cut it down from our normal. I feel like we're usually doing really, really long shows, right? Like the one we just did at the Mock Chunk Opera House in Pennsylvania, which is one of our favorite places to play. I feel like we were there for 16 hours and nobody realized it. It was just amazing. And we just kept going. Yeah. But we definitely had to shorten the show at the Triad. I don't know, Rosie, what's the on our set list?
It's about an hour and a half. We're not doing a break this time.
No,
we're just going to go right through.
You can't escape.
So about an hour and a half.
I love it. You don't need a break. You don't want a break. As an audience
member, go for it.
I love that. And the one in Pennsylvania,
exactly.
Is that the same thing? Is that the same format, like a kind of a rocker show? And do you throw other elements in there as well? Because that's a big stage, right?
Yeah, so it's definitely cool. We have a lot of room to dance around. We can use more dancers for that. We can use more dancers for that.
Look who I surprised you with!
Hi guys.
Chauncey, how are you?
I'm on StreamYard. Leave me alone. I'm going in the walk-in. Take the cold in here.
Well, I said, Chauncey, you have to surprise the girls. That's
I can barely hear you guys.
Yeah.
I just want to say hello.
Gushing about you.
You just want
I'm
to
at
say
work
hello.
Gorgeous.
He's so cute.
Why is he so cute?
I can barely hear you. My volume's not working.
It's all right. He's adorable. We love you. Thank you for saying hello. Look how cute he is. Oh my God. We love Chauncey. I said, he's at work right now. I said, Chauncey, you have to come in and surprise the girls at some point. and we were just talking about him, right?
We were.
So he just couldn't stay on because he's working, and they're.
Oh.
I know, but so that's how Chauncey Dandridge. That's how we all met. So the show in Pennsylvania.
So the show in Pennsylvania. I think it's like a perfect size stage for the show. But so, like I said, we're really good at kind of adapting to the space. So we might just have to change the blocking a little bit at sound check. But my dancers are very used to, jumping up there, listening, being in it. Okay, well, we're going to have to change this formation for this. You'll have to come on stage left instead of stage right. So everybody's kind of ready for the mental notes at sound check, and we just make it work.
Yeah, you're going to get a chance to rehearse in that space before you go in?
Yeah, we're going to have like a quick sound check.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes. When you have a show that goes to different venues, sometimes you have just a few minutes to adjust everything. But those like are real professionals. You're used to. Now, let's talk.
What this show needs. We need people that can adapt to any situation.
Absolutely. Like, just, like I know what my job is.
You never know.
Go ahead, honey. You said you never know.
You never know what you're going to be dealing with, whether it's this kind of space that we might have at Stonewall to get changed in, or if you suddenly can't find something, or you put heaven forbid, you put your microphone down when you're backstage, and then you don't know where you put it, and it's time to get back out there, and there's so many different things that could be happening in a certain moment, and that's part of the fun of the entire thing. But it's very important to have people that can do that and manage and not just panic if it's like, well, no, we have to stand over here now this time because the stage is this way, and we've been lucky that we have a lot of great people, especially with elements such as the flow arts, the hoops, the glow.
I forgot about the hoops.
Yeah, there's
Jamie, that's you?
No, so we have different flow artists that come in and out of the show that we work with, but they'll do anything from hoops to silk fans, LED props.
Oh, wow.
It's lost on fire sometimes, depending on the venue. Yeah.
It's so cool. It's so cool. What do you go ahead, Leo? I know you're thinking of something.
It reminds me of that game we had in early theater class, balance. That, you're standing over here, then sitting over here, then really, the whole balance exercise.
Standing, sitting, and laying down, right?
Yeah.
If somebody had to move, then you had to move. Yeah, that's a really
We had
great
to ace that to do what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Among the other things.
And all in like 8-inch heels and different things like that, and very low.
Right.
And then your boots break, like they did in the show last time for me, just busted open while I was dancing. I was like, okay, cool.
All right, well, there it is. And you just keep dancing. That's all.
That's it.
Okay.
I was in the middle of the show, kept going, ripped it right off the bone while I jumped. Just
that's right. Oh my God.
That's it.
But,
that was a fun one.
That was a fun one.
Okay, so now you don't have tracks. You have a full band, a live band.
Yes.
So why don't we talk about that now? Tell everybody what pieces you have, and are they the same guys and girls that travel with you? Are they different musicians? How does that work?
So we have kind of a core group. We always have drums, guitar, bass, and keys, especially with a lot of the 80s and those power ballads and just all of that. Keys are essential. Every now and then we'll add some horns for certain occasions. Jamie also puts on performances that are more of a broken down like jazz trio. Sometimes that's something that they'll do alternately to Velvet Stardust. And we usually have a core group, but obviously because we're all different working musicians or working in different fields as well, with other bands or other, all sorts of different things. Every now and then we have to bring in new people, and we've been really lucky that anybody that we've had step in somebody's absence has just really just shown up, come to rehearsal, a minimal rehearsal, just shown up and done the job and done us proud, and it's been amazing. So I think we've been really fortunate when it's come to things like that. But yeah, that's our standard band, and then that really fills out the sound. And then we have two amazing backing singers as well, who really fill out. They're incredible, and they work really well together and know what needs filling in and what doesn't, and when to pull back and when to do all of that. So that's where we're at right now, and everybody's been fantastic to work with so far.
Wow, I love it. Yeah, it's really, really great. Now, so I was telling Jamie earlier, this show is about creative people. Sometimes we have chefs on, visual artists, and I always find that no matter what creative people do, they really always kind of start out the same. Like they're those kids that have those minds. You know, we're just different. We're different than the other kids. And I know because I'm a teacher, so I can always find my creative kids, you know, like they just think like this. So I'll ask you individually, when, like, was this the singing, the dancing, that just entertainment, being on stage, was this always something that was in your head, in your heart, how did that start? Rosie, let's start with you and then we'll go to Jamie. So as a kid, what kind of kid were you?
Oh yeah, from the very beginning, I was the one singing. Right. Let's not get too far into that. But yes, I was the loud and klutzy and messy and just extravagant one. From my heritage, my background, so I was born in England and my family's from Ireland, but there was constantly singing and, my grandparents would teach me little ditties and songs, one set would like westerns and musicals, the other would teach me little old sailor songs and shanties and things like this. And I fell in love with Gilbert and Sullivan with the Pirates of Penzance when I was small, just because one of my cousins was in the play at school, so I would be singing songs from the Pirates of Penzance as my mom would push me around the supermarket, and she would just leave me in the aisles because she just didn't want to deal with me. So she just said, all right, you sit over there, I'm going to go do the shopping. And yeah, from there it was just musical theater and just all of that stuff.
But see, there are your high notes. That makes total sense. That's why I always ask people. Because, your Pirates of Penzance, that's some high stuff.
Right, yeah, that's very broad.
Yes, but I love it. So you had a lot of energy even as a kid, and you just, and I love the background stuff, because I was, like, I love your accent, but it's hard for me to place it. Like
right. My accent is all over the place. So I came over here in about 2006, 2007. Now, you see, I'm talking very British now that we're talking about it. But the moment I speak to somebody from England or Ireland, like, it comes back, but there's definitely just everybody says, oh, are you Australian? Are you New Zealand? And I'm like, no. I think just the collaboration of British, Irish, New Jersey. I lived in LA for a while.
Right.
I traveled around a lot, just New York, New Jersey. I think it just, now here we are, and I don't know. I have to not think about it too much.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's fabulous. Whatever it is, it's
confusing, but people like it.
I just like, but you know what? It's intriguing. So you're like, oh, that's different than what I'm used to hearing. So,
right.
And when you sing, it's just this amazing sound that comes out. So it's fantastic. And everyone should go see a Velvet. Now, do you ever do LA shows? You talked about that, Jamie, right?
Yeah, we're playing the Whisky in November.
Okay, because Rick, who just joined us, Rick Caritas, he is in LA. Leo lives in Palm Springs. We have a lot of listeners from that part of the country.
There's a post about it on our Instagram page. It's the one of my behind with a purple background.
Listen, for it. Someone has to show their behind with a purple background. It might as well be you, Jamie.
Listen, at least it's a purple background. It'd be my first choice.
So now you, Jamie, who you said you had these thoughts in your head, and this is basically your mind, right?
Yeah. So that was me when I was younger too. I was always putting on shows with the neighborhood kids, or starting my own businesses, or doing things like that. And I have the silliest, well, to me it's not silly, but people tell me it's silly, things that I got hooked on that I say are the reason why I do this. So I used to watch the Shelley Duvall fairy tale videos, like obsessively.
I remember those. They were great.
I still have all the VHS tapes that I cannot part with, and so I look at them every once in a while with love, and that's all.
Those were great. I remember them now.
And
wow.
I was in dance class from the time I was young, probably like 6 or 7. I was just a really big fan of the Shelley Duvall fairy tales, did a lot of theater, big fan of Janet Jackson and the Spice Girls, who do a lot of theatrical things, with the girl power element added in. So
yeah, I love that. You're absolutely.
I caught the bug.
Okay, that's why I always ask, because I just find that creative kids are a little bit different, and I love all kids. I mean, I've been teaching for 30 years, but I can always find that kid, and lots of times they're really shy, they're introverted, but there's something extra happening that you're like, you know what? That's a completely different. That's a completely different thought.
I have one of those. He's 4.5.
He's beautiful, by the way. I see him on your pages. He looks exactly like you.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
He's just like my brother too.
Yeah, I bet. But now, so what do you see in him so you see that creative spark in him, and how does it manifest with him?
He's very creative. He's always talking. He's got a constant stream of thought, like I do, and it's always creative. He's acting things out. He doesn't like to watch cartoons or animated shows. He likes to watch YouTube videos of people acting out scenes.
Oh, wow.
And then he'll go and he'll do the same thing. So
really?
that's how we play. This was not my influence at all. He'll be like, okay, mommy, you stay here, you say this, and then I'm going to say this, and then you go over there, okay? Okay.
Wow.
And if I do it wrong, you have to do it again.
I love it. So he's like a director head too.
Yeah, the teacher said that. She's like, he likes to direct everyone on the playground. I was like, sorry, it's in his blood.
That's fantastic. But how cool that you just let him do it. You let him just be who he is. That's wonderful.
Yeah, there's no other way to be. You got to, because he's going to do it anyway, right? So
right, exactly.
You might as well get on board and support, because
exactly.
He's a very strong-willed little boy.
Yeah, and I think we all are those kids. We have that light, and either people that we're raised by either see it or they don't, or a teacher sees it, or someone says, "Listen, you know what? Come here for a second. Do you realize that you have this gift or something?" And I think that that's such a wonderful thing to do for kids, and that people did for us. So I'm always so happy about that. We're going to take a minute and we're going to acknowledge some of the people that have popped on. So Mel White has joined us. Hi, Mel. How's it going? Andy Prasky has joined us. And Andy Prasky is an amazing director. Speaking of directors, he does a lot of documentaries. He does a lot of films, commercials, all kinds of stuff. And Andy and his partner, Sean, are going to be on the show in 2 weeks, I believe, right, Andy? They're big costume guys too. They love costumes, and they are going to come on because we're going to kick off costume month for Halloween. So we're looking forward to that. It's 2 weeks from tonight. So come on and say hi to Andy and Sean. And Rick is a writer. He's a songwriter. He's a screenwriter. He writes really funny books. And Rick is going to be in our calendar next year, our 2024 calendar. Rick is Mr. June. So keep your eyes out for that. Girls, I don't know if you know, but we have a calendar every year that, next year is already filled.
You might have 2 more people to be in there for next year.
I know. I would love that. For 2025, you can pick your own month and do whatever you want. All you have to do is wear the Maria, what's the story with Maria apron. And then you can do anything you want with it. You see, Chauncey is Mr. There he is. He's Mr. March. So he's making his big muscles in the kitchen. So anyway, okay. So
definitely will be on your calendar. I think we also want to do a Velvet Stardust calendar too eventually.
We were just talking about that. We were just talking about that.
You should. It's a great way to
definitely got the material for it.
I know you do.
So.
I know you do, and you have enough great pictures and all kinds of stuff. I think people love this stuff, and then also, it's something every month you're reminded of whatever it is that the people are promoting. But you also, it's like just a fun thing to do. So I say go for the calendars.
Yes,
all right.
But 2025, right before 2025, I'm going to call upon you next year at this time and say, ladies, if you want to be in the calendar, you're welcome too.
Yeah.
Send us our aprons. Send us the aprons.
This is my cousin Jerry. He is a baker, and this was his contribution to it. So, I think he looks good. He's my age. He looks good for you, Jerry. Cousin Jerry Savino.
Yes, Jerry.
Get it, Jerry.
Get it, Jerry. Get it. Oh, he's a big ham. You can't keep him in his seat. He would love your show. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell. He's in Massachusetts, but he travels a lot for work. And I'm going to tell him about your show, and he'll start following you. And then if he's in town, he'll come. We're
all over the place. So
I know
your show to Massachusetts.
I was going to say, They would love you there. Have you ever thought about that?
I'm talking with venues now in Massachusetts, but we do. Last year we did the Great Burlesque Festival in Salem. So it's not the thing where we can bring the full band, but a couple of us went and did kind of a very scaled down version of Velvet Stardust, and we're going to go back this year. So
where there's a great club that I played in May. It's called Club Cafe. I'll send you all the links to it. And I know the booking manager. He's lovely, and it's such a perfect venue for Velvet Stardust. They have a huge stage. Chauncey came to the show. Huge stage, great lights, great sound, and they would love you. And it holds the theater holds like 100. So it's a really good space. And I'll send you all the stuff.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Now, we're going to take a quick break. Leo, why don't you join us for a minute? I forgot to tell you girls, we always do a food section of our show at 9:45-ish, and we call it, go ahead, keep eating. So you have to do that with me. So at the count of 3, Leo, will you join us, please? I know he's very busy back there. He's like the Wizard of Oz. Okay, so on the count of 3, we're going to all say, go ahead, keep eating. So, folks, this is a section of our show called Go ahead! Keep eating! All right, normally I cook for the show because if I'm going to ask people to be creative and come on, I like to stay creative. But this week was different. My girlfriend was away, and I was taking care of her 3 dogs and my dog, so I'm at her house, and I didn't get to cook. But when I am in Jersey, I like to try different things that are out here. So there's an amazing, and a shout-out. Now, nobody ever pays me to promo. I promo what I love. There's an amazing bakery, and I think Chris Tapiro will know about this. It's called Satay, S-A-T-A-Y. It's a Turkish bakery, but Turkish bakeries also make like savory things as well, and they're open 24/7. So for someone who works nights like me and is driving sometimes to Jersey at 4 a.m., thank you, Satay. So I bought this today. And what it is it's like Turkey is right next to Greece, right? So it's all that phyllo dough and those beautiful, delicious things. This is spinach, ground beef, and cheese in a phyllo dough. I don't know the name of it. I should. They cut it up for you. They warm it up. It's phenomenal. So that is my featured dish of the night. I didn't make it. I usually cook for these shows, and this is just my regular green salad from the River Palm. So just yes, but it's usually my salads are prettier. I will say, Jamie, I make some pretty salads, right, Leo?
There's no fruit in this one.
No, I usually put fruit and everything in there. So tonight's just a plain romaine lettuce, cucumbers, Jersey tomatoes, pepperoncini, which are I put those in myself, and I'm gonna put some capers in here and just do like a Caesar salad dressing for that.
Okay, show me the Turkish thingy again.
Oh, it's you would lose your mind when you come.
Close-ups.
When you come to visit, it's like literally ground beef, cheese, and spinach in but the phyllo dough is to die. It's like, forget about it. And they have all kinds of oh my God. I can't stop eating. You know I eat a lot anyway as it is, but so now I've just given up. I just gave up. I do not have to get into those costumes that those girls have to get into.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have. They have to get into some serious costumes. So,
ladies, have you ever seen her behind the bar, though? I think she's pretty athletic.
You're moving.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, moving back there.
You got to move back there. What else are you going to do?
And you're very instinctive. You know when I was like, I'm going to need a whiskey. You would know. You saw the look in my eye. When
Listen,
I was like,
Rosie, it is my job to anticipate your needs. That's what it's my job. And
you got me through some of those nights. You got me through some of those nights.
You made it look easy. And and Jamie, you're so sweet. You're kind of quiet, but you let your performance speak for
Rosie's
itself. Yeah, Rosie and I are the same. We're
no, but I mean, when you said I was quiet, she was probably
right. I get to see the other side. I get to see the other side.
I'm quiet, and then I give her all of the talking.
What are your signs? What's your sign, Rosie? Are you Gemini?
I'm Aquarius.
Oh, okay. And
I'm a Virgo.
I was going to say that. Wow. My sister's a Virgo, and she's like you. She's kind of seems shy, but she's the boss. I am blah, blah, blah. I never stop talking. I'm a total Gemini. I'm all over the place. with like but my sister, the Virgo, who's younger than me, I totally acquiesced her. Like, she's in charge of all our files, all our papers, anything having to do with anything. I'm like, oh, no, you do it. Because I call her the boss. You know, she's good. Virgos are good bosses.
So you're Gemini. What about you, Leo?
My moon sign is Virgo.
Okay.
My sun sign
He went straight
is
into the moon sign.
Aquarian. And my mom's an Aquarian, so yes.
Oh, there you go.
Leo is a Sag. A Sag is great.
I'm a Sagittarian sun sign, yeah.
His Virgo side is what, just like you, Jamie, is that's what makes him someone that can take a lot of information and make it work. Because Leo runs all the behind the scenes of the show, and I don't know what I'd do without Leo. So big shout out to Leo.
Yay.
I do, because I love you.
Yeah. I love you too. He's the best. And Leo's an amazing performer. He's a great singer. He's an amazing playwright and composer. So, you know, this show is just full of all these great creative people. Kevin Frey, much love, ladies, from Jim Thorpe. I love your hat guy.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
How cool. So you have...
it?
Yeah. And Adrian Christian has checked in. Adrian Christian is a great singer, and he's going to be in our 2024 calendar. He is Mr. February. He sent us some really adorable, hot little, delightful pictures.
Very thorough.
Yes, very thorough. Now, Leo has the tireless task of combing through all those semi-nudes. I mean, not easy. It's not easy. Sweating.
It's a hard life. It's a hard life.
They've got to do it.
What are you going to do? Someone's got to do it. You're right.
All right. So we have a couple minutes left. We have about 6 minutes left to our show. So let's remind everybody, this is Jamie Marie Hannigan and Rosie Lucia Corcoran. And they are the faces and the fire, the faces and the fire of Velvet Stardust. They're amazing. They're wonderful people that you just want to be around anyway. But they're also incredibly talented, and they are Velvet Stardust. And joining them they have, as you said, 3 to 6 dancers at a given night. 4 to 6 pieces on stage. Sometimes there's background singers, and you just cannot. It's a feast for your senses. You cannot keep up with what's going on stage. It's so beautiful. It's it's like literally jumping in a pool of fun. You know, you're just like, I'm just gonna have fun.
Like, why are you doing our marketing?
I mean, I'm just saying what I felt and what I saw.
I love that. Thank you.
It's true. Like there's moments when I'm up there and singing like a song I've wanted to sing my entire life, and just usually you're just kind of outside your body a little. You have to just get on stage and do it. But there's little moments where I just see everything that's going on, and somebody's legs flying over here, and somebody's top flying over there, and the lights and the smoke and the hoop.
Yes.
And just like, I'll catch sight of one of the other guys in the band, and I'm just like, look what we're doing, and I just feel so lucky. But it's true. It's like, it's that moment. What am I in right now? What is this?
Right.
This fever dream of chaos that's happening.
If I was back in college, I would have thought, especially by what you were describing, that you were part of the old vaudevillian traveling troops, because what you were describing about being in and adjusting and going, those are things that, I'm reading from people that were doing it back in the day. So for you guys keep that alive and be called to different places, that's pretty rocking.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That's where Rosie and I met in a past life. Was a traveling theater show.
I believe that completely.
Definitely.
Danielle would know all about it. Danielle, our psychic, she knows all about those past live regressions. That makes complete sense when something. How did you two meet, by the way? I know we're running out of time, but
yeah, we gotta.
Jamie will take this.
I love telling this story because it's funny. But I was having auditions for. So my company that I do all the shows under is called Stage Stars Productions, which is my production company. So we do all kinds of things. Live theater, we did the show Clue, we do the Rocky Horror Show, we do all kinds of stuff. I'm doing a fundraiser for Breast Cancer Awareness Month this Friday in Long Branch, New Jersey. So check that out. If you just Google Stage Stars Productions, everything will come up, Facebook, Instagram, and you can see all the crazy stuff we have going on. But so I was holding auditions for the Rocky Horror live show. So we do the full length musical, not the movie where the actors like mime in front of the film. So we do the full length musical, live band, the whole thing.
Wow.
So I had auditioned like 11 years ago. We decided something like that.
Something like that.
And it was like me sitting in the lobby and like a bunch of people that knew me really well, like a bunch of my close friends at the time. And I knew there were people coming in to audition or whatever. And she walked in the door with her like leather jacket over her shoulder and like just this like British accent and said something like, "Oh, I'm here to audition for whatever." And everyone looked at me because they knew I'm like a huge Spice Girls fan. And she walked in and I was like, "Hi, blah, 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 blah," and this whole thing. And everybody just went, like at that point, I mean, like she happened to be really, really talented, but I was ready to just be like, yeah.
I love it. That's great. That's great, and it makes sense with everything that you loved, right? Like Rosie fits right in, and and everything that Jamie does, like, is perfect for you, Rosie.
Yeah, so she has been a part of pretty much every single thing we've done for the last 11 years. I'm lucky, and I have a core group of people that have been around for a very long time that stick around, and we love working together. So she's definitely one of those.
Well, Leo, what was that name you just pulled up?
Ted,
that's a friend of.
Oh, it's Ted. Oh, we love Ted. Shout out to Ted.
We love you, Ted. Hi.
Ted does our sound and lighting. If the venue doesn't have in-house sound and lighting, Ted comes along. He's just the nicest guy, super talented, anticipates our needs like you do at the bar. We love him.
That's the key. I think when you're around, good people, just that's your job. Anticipate people's needs and just do it well. So Ted, we're so glad you joined us tonight, honey. How nice. And the lighting is amazing for you.
I can't see the emoji. I'm blind. It's a smile. Okay.
It's a smile, yeah. All right. So we sadly, our show always come to an end. So now, I know. Okay, so here's what I want. Let's remind people that you have the benefit on the 6th, right, Jamie?
Yeah. So this Friday we have a benefit. We're supporting a foundation called Casting for Recovery. They provide wellness retreats for those going through treatment or have survived breast cancer. So we're very happy to support that foundation. They're amazing. That's Friday in Long Branch, New Jersey.
Okay.
Following week, Velvet Stardust at the Triad, Friday the 13th. Come on out, see the show. You won't regret it.
No,
come back.
You won't.
We promise.
You'll be hooked.
Yeah.
Okay, and then just go to follow them on Instagram. We'll post that up, and then also you said Stage Stars, right?
Stage Stars Productions is the name of my company, and they're kind of all linked. Like my personal Instagram page, Stage Stars, and then Velvet Stardust. You'll find them. So if you just visit one of the pages, you can follow them all and see what we have going on.
Wonderful. I can't say enough. I think you're both wonderful. And I can't wait to see you again. I tend to work sometimes the same nights that you guys
We'll come find you. We told Chauncey we're going to come find him after the Triad show, so we will definitely find you.
Yeah, all right. And everybody, please do yourself a favor and follow them, because you're going to love it. You're going to make it's a great thing to do with a group. Like what I would do is I would just grab even like your old high school buddies or people that are visiting town, grab a group and go and get a table, and you're going to freak out and just have the time.
Take 100 of your closest friends and come visit us.
Yeah.
You will not. You'll love it. You'll love it. And that's it. So thank you, Rosie. Thank you, Jamie. Leo, my love, thank you for everything you do. And everybody that comes back every week, we love and appreciate you. Follow us on Instagram. We got our page back after our page was hacked for over a year. But we got it back. Follow us on YouTube. What's the Story with Maria? And we're just glad you're here. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next week. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Thanks, girls.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Bye, Leo.
Bye, guys. And
Who I am.